Hi guys, Uncle Bob here again. I'm jumping to this video and I'm going to do the motor lathe and the other parts of the other brushed motor video later. But if I piqued your interest with these 3 torque tunes and this one that I took out of a buggy, even though I never ran it, I did put different leads on it. Because I wanted the thicker wires to carry more current. Anyway, alright, well, I tried to shine a flashlight in here to show you what the brushes look like on these Tamiya Torque Tuned motors, and they're kind of shaped like a W. So, you know, they got, this is the commutator, words. And this is the brush. They kind of got 3 peaks and they hit 1, 2, 3. You know, kind of like this. And there's a gap in between them. Now, what I wanted to do with these is I'm going to use this one as a control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dyno test this one, and then I'm going to dyno test each other ones right after that one, and as I go along in this video I'll tell you what I'm going to do, just in case you were ever curious if there was a difference in the break-in methods, whether you use a jar of water, straight power to the motor at low voltage, or the other way I'm going to do it is using a slave motor that's connected with the pipe. And this motor will spin, get the power to spin, and the other one will just be driven. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to time each one of them for 10 minutes, and then clean them, re-lube the bushings, not bearings, and then re-dyno them and go from there. So let's get this thing going. Okay, so I just pulled this one right out of the box, and they got this damn sticker on the side of this box here. So let's see, same with that one, and same with this one. Let me see if I can't get the sticker off without damage. Be right back. Okay, so the specs on this at 7.2 volts, and that's what I'm going to dyno them at, is 7.2. Keep it consistent. It says that it's got a maximum RPM of 16,000 RPMs. I can't measure torque, but I think this was supposed to have a watt reading on there. I'm not sure how they work this, but that's 150 watts or 150 amps, 50 current output. So that's all the same. So let's see if the dyno correlates that. I don't know. You know, I bought this thing used, so we'll see what happens. Okay, it says right here, current at maximum efficiency 10 amps, 7.2 volts. So I guess that's the number we're looking for, is 10 amps. Then I'm going to be doing this, but not in real time, because nobody's going to want to sit here for 90 plus 2 hours to figure all this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, I'm going to stick this on the shaft, tighten it down. I want to make sure that I get the rotation in the proper direction. Stick that in there. You guys can see that. I'm going to grab the phone, see if, where is it? Yep. Apparently, I don't know how to work phones. So let's get to that in a minute. Okay, so this is, I think I'm going to do this one with the voltage, so I'm going to put a V on it. I wrote a V on it. But right now, this is just going to, I'm just going to check the RPM. So give me 1 second. Enter. .2 volts. Hopefully you guys can see that. Set for 7.2. Okay. So try to keep this all in shot here. I'm going to hit enter. What did the box say? 16,000. This is dry completely out of the box. So it says 16,000 RPM at 10 amps. Well, that says 1.6 amps. So not even close. But the RPM is like 18.9, 18.6 in between there. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, so I'm going to get this one set up for the voltage. I'm going to figure out how to set the timer on this thing. And I'll be right back. Okay, so like I said, I was going to dyno test them at 7.2 volts. But when I do the break-ins, I'm going to do it at 4 volts and 9 amps. Okay, so I got the stopwatch ready and I got the power ready. I put a fan on it to help keep it cool, and we're going to go for 10 minutes. All right, should I do the timer? I'm just going to do the stopwatch. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll be right back. So yeah, this is blowing, as you can see. So 10 minutes at 4 volts. Be right back when this is done, guys. Alright guys, got roughly 20 seconds left. And still at 4 volts. Still the same motor with the V on it. And we'll put it on the dyno and see where it's at. Okay, 10 minutes, 1 second, almost 2 seconds. So, or 10, whatever, 10 seconds or 10 minutes. We'll just call it 10 minutes. Sorry, it's a little late and I'm a little tired. So that's that. So let's hook up the dyno and get that all set up. Oops, I forgot to put the little doohickey on the thing there. Now, I didn't clean this, so I didn't clean it or oil it. I'm just going to do what most people would do, because most people wouldn't clean them after they break them in. Put that back up at 12 volts. Give me a second, I'm trying to get this thing set up because I'm an idiot and I can't remember when I don't use things for a while. All right, there we go. 12 volts, 10 amps. Okay, and this is going to be 7.2 volts, like it says on the book, or on the box. On the book, wow. Enter 7.2 volts, it's still there. Hopefully you guys could see that. I don't want to keep pushing it and picking it up because I already nicked the wire. What was it, like 18.6, 18.9 the last time? And it's not even reading, so again. Oh, that's because I pulled it out. See? Escape motor test. Let's try that. Start that up again. There we go. Now we're getting a reading. Seven 7.201 or 21, 19.1 and 19.2. So it definitely got a little more RPM than it did when I took it out of the box. So I'm not going to save the data. So next time around, I'm going to spray it down, lube up the bushings, and try it again. So I'll be right back. Okay, still got the V on the can. Sprayed it out with this, and the only thing I had was synthetic bearing lube for the bushings. That shouldn't make much of a difference. It's very light stuff. So I'm going to hit enter. Still at 7.2 volts. Let's see if there's any difference. $19,000, 19.1. Not bad, not bad. And I'm going to assume that as the brushes break in even more, it's going to pick up a few more RPMs. So, all right, that concludes this one. Up next is going to be the slave drive. So I'll do that one. And then after that, I'm going to do the water test one. What I want to do, though, right at the moment, pull this out, turn that off, move this stuff up out of the way. Come on. As I'm trying to see inside where the brushes are at, and I can see where the com is starting to get the three lines from where the serrated, I guess you can call them serrated. They look like I said, they're shaped like a W, and you can see where they're hitting, but they're not completely conformed. So good news is actually no, they sit this way. If they were W's, well, if they were to flip them around and put the serration the other way, it would completely, fully engulf the com, and it would yield a better break-in and probably more RPM and more torque. So go from there. And I forgot to dyno the control motor, so I'll do that one before I do the slave drive, and I'll catch you guys when I'm done with that one. Okay, that's for the slave drive motor going into the dyno. Yellow positive, green negative. Motor test, 7.2 volts. I don't know if you guys can see that. Enter. I do have Monster Jam playing over on the on the TV. I'm not watching it, I'm just listening. Again, this is straight out of the box. And I lost connection. Oh, hook that back up. I'm trying to make this short. And apparently, for torque tune, it's running at like about 18.5. That's pretty good. Okay, so that one's 18.5. I'll write that down and let me get this switched over and I'll be right back. Okay, seeing as how I forgot to do the voltage motor and test it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to collaborate or average the last three motors to do the voltage motor and write it down inside of the box. Standing for slave, V for voltage, and the last one's going to be the water test. So I just wanted to let you know, I wrote it down inside the box lid for each torque tuned motor. Okay, so I got the voltage set to 4.5 volts. Got the slave motor hooked up. I'm going to hit enter and I got the countdown started right now. So you can hear it running. Just to verify, I can feel the shaft spinning. Obviously this one's spinning, and I had to reverse the connections on the 540 to get it to spin, so this would spin in the counterclockwise rotation to break in the brushes. That's all I had to do, and this is going to go for 10 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, countdown, almost done. Okay, it's done, it's done. I said escape. Okay, so it's probably not necessary. It's got a little heat buildup into that motor because it's slaved. It's no 78 in here, I can tell you that. Compared to this one, same temperature pretty much. Yeah, it's I mean, room temperature. The charger's what, 79? Well, that's probably warm. Huh. Go figure. What about this one? 75. Whatever. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. That's our new yellow lab. She's about 2 years old. That's Mila. It's probably not necessary, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spray it out and then dyno it, and I'll be right back. I do need to be careful when I clean it because the S is starting to come off, but shake it out a little bit. Yeah, that's a little damp. Alright, I'm going to put a drop of oil in each bushing because I just sprayed it, so, and then I'm going to hook up the dyno. I'll be right back. Okay, motor dyno test, 7.2 volts like always. I hit the wrong button. I went to turn off the dyno and I turned off the camera. That actually hit between 18.6 and 19.1. So that definitely improved on the numbers. At least 100 RPM. So I'll write that down. Move on to the next one. Alright guys, this is the dyno test of the water break-in motor straight out of the box. I did set up some tie wraps so when I suspend it into the jar it won't touch, but we're going to do a dyno run right now. Torque tuned, okay? They're all torque tunes. no sport tunes. 7.2. And let me escape that because I forgot to hook up the leads. So Bobby's expecting results from doing stupid things. That didn't work. Okay, let's try this again. 7.2 volts. Hopefully you can see that. 7.2. One 18.4. Okay. Four. Break in. 18.1. 18, I'm going to say 18.4. Okay, so on the 18.4 before break-in. So now we're going to do the water break-in and go from there. I got to set up. Alright, so here we go. I got the motor in the water and I'm going to set the timer and let it run. I'll be right back. Okay, it's going, and this is just regular tap water, guys. I'm not getting fancy with that distilled water or whatever. Voltage is 4.5 volts. I can't remember what I set the other ones at because this has been a couple of days, but I don't know what's going on there because it's not touching the bottom. That's why I preset the wires before I did this. But I'm going to let it run. We're going to see how dark the water gets. And then I'm going to do what most other guys do when they run them in water. Well, some guys I've seen do it. So I'm going to use WD-40. Okay? Even though it says flammable. It displaces water. It's not a lubricant, people. So even though it says lubricates hinges, wheels, gears, and stuff like that, this must be, this is a new style, that's why. The original WD-40 is not a lubricant, so I'm going to go that route. Be back in about 8 minutes. FYI, that was a brand new motor out of the box, and look how murky and muddy that water is. That's just the brush material. It's got nothing to do with the dirt in the motor or anything, because like I said, it's brand new out of the box. It's not bushings. Those are brushes because they're carbon, graphite, and copper. So, and that's what the water is chewing up as it runs in. So, just a heads up. All right, timer is done. So I'll dismiss that, turn this off. Look how muddy that water is. You can't hardly see the motor in there. I'm trying to block out the freaking light. Well, anyway, that's it. I'm going to clean it off, and I'm not going to do the WD-40. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm going to spray it out with my my electronics cleaner and lube the bushings, and then I'm going to put it back on the dyno. Be right back. As you can see, I'm still getting brush material out of this motor. So I'm going to spray it out again and I'll be right back. Alright, I don't know if W's still there, so this was the water one. It seems to be pretty clear now. Not getting a lot out, that's just residual dirty water or cleaner bouncing out of there, because it does have water in it, so that's why it's essential to re-lube your bushings and or bearings. I have noticed that when I looked at the brushes, the W parts on the brushes, if you have a torque tuned motor, look at the brushes. you'll see that W part. The W part on these brushes are gone. Maybe 10 minutes was too long, but that's the way I'm going to do it, and that's the way I did it. Let me hook up the dyno. I'll be right back. All right, people, here's the moment of truth. 7.2 volts. Hopefully you can see that. If you're using a phone, I'm sure it's really hard. I re-lubed the bushings, and let's see what this does. Now, at first it was like 18.1 to 18.4. $18.9 to 19.2. $18.9 to 19.2. All right. Okay, so here we go. After break-in with the water break-in, 18.9 to 19.2, okay, no biggie. Slave drive, before break-in, 18.5, after break-in, 18.6 to 19.1, okay. And voltage was 18.1 to 18.5 approximately, and 18.9 to 19.2. So, is there any benefits to breaking in a motor with the water method, other than it wears out the brushes a lot faster? I won't know until I put this motor up against one of the other motors in a vehicle, or a vehicle like this type, and I have a test vehicle for this. I'm going to put it in my touring car, my TT02 SR, and we'll zip it around that way. It did clean up, but like I said, look at your sport tune, torque tunes, even the 540 motors. They all have brushes that are the same. They all have that W shape to them. These ones, if I could see, you know what, let me turn on the flashlight, maybe that'll help. Look through with the flashlight. Yeah, I can't use these damn brushes now. Oh, okay, wow. Yeah. 10 minutes in the water was definitely too much. These brushes, water. These brushes are more than half gone. So definitely, if you do the water break-in, definitely limit the time to about 3 minutes and then check. Because checking those with this control motor, I could see there's a huge difference. My goodness. That explains why I kept getting a lot of grit from the brushes out. And like I said, this motor will probably be done after about 3 or 4 battery packs, maybe 10 if I'm lucky. So again, not really concerned about it. It was the test and to see if there's any significance between water break-in, low voltage, or slave drive. They all produced heat, but not significant. The slave motor was just as warm as the motor that was driving it, the stock 540, so that had the same temperature. It's around 79 to 85 degrees, depending on where you take the temperature at. The voltage, same thing. Low voltage, like I said, was, what was it, 4.5 volts? Maybe I did 3, and I can't remember what I was doing. I used between 3 and 4.5, so either way works. It's still low voltage. But these brushes, water method, water is corrosive. That's why I don't like the water method. It eats brushes fast. It's erosion, essentially. So keep an eye, if you use the water method, keep an eye on it. Clean and dry thoroughly. Again, WD-40 is flammable, no matter what formula, I'm pretty sure. So I didn't use that. I used this to clean it out. So, tell me what you guys think. Was your thoughts different for different braking tests? You know what? I think I got to do the slave motor again. I'm pretty sure I did. I already did that. I'll have to check my videos because I haven't done it yet. But anyway, I'm rambling, guys. Everybody out there, have a good day, good night, good week, good month, good year, and a good life. And I will catch you on the other side. Semper Fi. Hoorah. I'm out.